Hello. With this busy time of the year, we're not always taking really good care of ourselves. It's also the flu season and colds and all kinds of little bugs are in the air. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some self-care practices. So what is self-care? Well, it's really a strategy that helps promote well-being, and it's a conscious act that a person takes in order to promote their health. So there's all kinds of different health things and self-care, and we can do it physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so I just want to examine some of these a little bit deeper. As I said, there's 5 of them actually: physical, social, mental, spiritual, and emotional. Let's dive into each one a little bit more. And so physical, that one seems like it's pretty self-explanatory, but we really need to take care of our body if you want it to run efficiently. And some of the things that we need to do is make sure that we have adequate sleep. Now, that's different to everybody, everyone. My clients will say, well, how much sleep should we get? And it really depends. So some people need 8, 9, even 10 hours of sleep. Some people can function very easily with 4. So it just depends. And you should really experiment to just see when you feel the best and what works for you. There is a circadian rhythm from about 10 until 6, 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. And so the main thing is to be consistent. Try to get to bed at the same time and to wake up at the same time. That helps. And then, of course, diet, eating healthy foods, and taking charge of our health means if something flares up, we should have it checked out, and we should have regular physicals, have our blood pressure checked, and if anything, like I said, shows up, to have it checked out. And then, of course, exercise. Again, how much exercise? It depends, but a minimum of 15 minutes a day. The next one is social self-care. So that's having connection with people. We are human beings that need relationships. We need to be social. And so we really need to put some time and energy into friendships. It does take some work. We can't just sit back and hope our friends are going to always call us and ask us for things. So just think a little bit about, are you getting some FaceTime with your friends now that we can be face to face? Are you at least texting or calling each other, having lunch together, doing whatever you can to keep social? And what are you doing to nurture your relationships? Think about it. The next one is mental. So that one is keeping our brains sharp. There are some studies out there that says we can prevent dementia, slow down Alzheimer's. We know that's genetic and hereditary, but there are many things we can do to slow down the aging of our brain. And keeping our mind sharp, like puzzles, learning something new, reading, watching movies that inspire you, and just keeping your brain sharp. Again, food has a lot to do with that. And so we want to make sure that we're cutting down on sugar, maybe gluten if it's an issue with you, and cow dairy if that's also an issue with you. When I work with my clients with their nutrition, we keep a diary of what they eat and how they feel and how they eliminate the food. And so if you decide you want to spend a little time with me, we would take a look at what are the things that give you energy and what are the things that take away your energy. The next one is the spiritual self-care. And a lot of people get a great deal of satisfaction and comfort going to church or some synagogue or some type of place where they can practice spiritually, but it doesn't necessarily have to involve religion. It can be something like a greater power, nature, just have something that has meaning, understanding, and connection to the greater good. And so just think a little bit about what type of spiritual self-care are you doing? Meditating, yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, all are ways to calm down our mind and connect with the universe. Emotional self-care, and it's really important to have healthy coping skills so that we can deal with our emotions. It's important to process them with a friend or a partner or a counselor, a social worker, someone. I always feel it's like a pressure cooker. So we sometimes have to leave it out, and we want to find normal, healthy ways to do that. And so what are some healthy ways that you express your emotions? And can you incorporate those in your daily life so that you feel recharged and not angry or depressed? And why should we even do self-care? Well, we know that it reduces anxiety and depression and stress. It improves happiness and energy. It reduces burnout, and it builds relationships. Now, who doesn't want that? So we want to look at developing some kind of a self-care plan. So we should assess our needs, consider what are our stressors, and create some kind of strategies of how we're going to get rid of those emotions, how we're going to eat better, sleep better, get some exercise, and then plan for the challenges, because there always will be challenges, but just kind of plan for them. And then it's taking tiny, small steps. How do we eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do we get from A to Z? One small step. If we set a really big goal, or I know the New Year's coming up, I love New Year's resolutions, but I've learned that I need to set them a little bit smaller, and to try and do them that are attainable and achievable and that I can keep and sustainable, so that I don't feel like, oh, gee, this one didn't work again. So we should really schedule some time to focus on our own needs. I have an amazing book that I recommend. It's called Miracle Mornings, and it's by Hal Elrod. And look it up. It talks about getting up a little bit earlier every morning and doing your self-care plan right away in the morning, so then you can check that off your list, and no matter what happens the rest of the day, you have that done. So another suggestion is, let's work together. Why don't we just have a free little planning session? It's a half an hour long. I'll help assess where your self-care plan is at, and then we can set a couple of quick goals. You can email me at Connie for Wellness for lifecoaching.com, or you can go to my email and just sign up. There's some places where you can sign up for a free planning session, and it's wellnessforlifecoaching.com also. So I look forward to meeting with you, and hopefully we can all connect and stay safe during the wintry season. Bye.